So, you're about to go for a Zoom interview and you're thinking, how do I prepare? Hey everyone, my name is Shankar Pillai and I am a recruitment and career consultant here to debunk all your recruitment myths. Now, when it comes to Zoom interviews with the likes of COVID, that has now changed the way, not only the way that we work, but also the way that we actually interview. There are some few things that you want to keep in mind if you are going for a Zoom or video interview. Tip number one. So what you want to make sure is that it goes without saying, make sure that you have a good, clear internet connection. A lot of the times is if you are running on Wi-Fi, there are some rooms that do have a dropout rate. So you want to make sure that you are in a room where it is providing clear internet service, because the worst thing is when you are already in a high pressure environment and you are unable to hear that question that interviewer is asking, it is only going to make you freak out a little bit more. Positioning. Now, what do I mean by positioning? A lot of the times as recruiters, we see that same common mistake about the positioning of the webcam on your computer or laptop. You want to make sure that you are getting your whole face. Sometimes we do get to see, up your beautiful noses and sometimes in all various types of positions. But what you want to try and make sure is that you are getting your full face in the frame. And so it allows us to see not only your body language, but just also your expressions when you are providing your answers. Tip number three, attire. Now, attire can vary from various organizations, but my rule of thumb is you always want to make sure that you are overdressed than underdressed. If you find that you are unsure of what the attire is, or you're a little bit scared to ask the recruiter or the hiring manager, always make sure that you are dressed for your occasion. So if you are going for an interview, suited and booted is always a good option. Tip number four, testing your video capability. Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of the times that it could be a Zoom interview, it could be a Skype interview, it could be Google Hangout. What you want to make sure is that your laptop or your computer has the capability to conduct that style of interview. So making sure that you are doing test trials before the interview date, just to make sure that your computer has the capability of doing that, because there is no point that once you get onto the day of the interview saying that you cannot use that program. Making sure that you have good lighting. You want to make sure that we can see your beautiful face and that we do get exposed to that. But also don't be too hell-bent in terms of what your background looks like. We understand that you are at home. That is not a deterrent to us of any means. What you want to try and do is you do want to try and make sure that you are in a quiet area. We understand that there may be background noises, so that is not going to affect us at all. But for your own self, make sure that you do try and find a quiet place, just so it eases that pressure when you are going for that interview. These are all the tips that I have. If you have any tips below, please make sure to leave them down in the comments. But all in all, when it does come to your Zoom interview, make sure that you are yourself, because you are your best asset.